Namaste, good morning, Sitaram. Well, here are friends. How quick they grow up. Oh my, mother and father, they're getting into the water. Oh, they're so beautiful. Look at that. What a beautiful, simple life. They have no possessions, no home, no kitchen to cook their food, but they manage a simple life. We should learn from them too that when we try to complicate our lives, the attachment grows. And from this attachment, then anger grows because from desire. Because desire is such a very devastating thing. When it's unfulfilled, becomes into anger. And anger is something that can ruin you. And the triple gateway to, they said, to so-called hell, or a life of an afterlife that is fraught with so many uncertainties: greed, lust, anger. These are the triple gateways. So they come from wanting to acquire too much, yes. And I see that in people's life, that I just will relate a few stories. That one gentleman, he came into the country like all of us, America, this beautiful place, a place of opportunity to advance spiritually, materially. And he worked hard. He's of a rajasic nature, predominant. But to make a long story short, he acquired so much wealth, has 2 children, 1 boy and 1 girl. And well, he's thinking the girl is married, she's got a husband, they're doing well, and he's given something to her. And the boy, he's also doing well, but you know, he's more of a laid-back personality, not a go-getter, as you may want to say. So he's trying to make his will, and he's having difficulty to give this money property that he's owned, to give out now. And he's in a dilemma because he doesn't want to give money to people who are not deserving. So now he's questioning himself, why did I do all of this? But yet the desire is there to do more, to acquire more. Well, this is a dilemma. That's a rajasic quality, that there's no contentment in that. And when there's no contentment, there's no peace. That's one story. The solution to that is he has to go into that state of sattvic, where he is going to very passive, and his relationship with God will be so powerful, and then he'll be properly guided. So that's the solution there, I think. Another one also, got some calls from a program I did on the television, and first person called, she says, Swamiji, I'm looking at your program and it's very nice, it's very, you're saying some nice things. Elderly woman, you could see she is from the old tradition, and I would think that she's not so highly academically educated, but she is in the traditional following religion. And her question was, I'm having difficulties, can I go and do you see the book? Meaning that what is my difficulties that are there. And being a Swamiji, we're in total control of our lives. Yes, the planets have to do something with our lives, but when you're in the guidance of a spiritual master, he controls the planet. So naturally he will take care of our lives if we become an instrument in his hands. So I was telling her that you have to find out what is bothering you, and I just said one nice thing that, are there people in life who's giving you difficulties, making your life difficult? And she said, yes, yes, that is so very true. And there is Surya Narayan. Let us all pay obeisance. Om Bhurar Bhuva Swaha Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayat. Om Bhurar Bhuva Swaha Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayat. Om Bhurar Bhuva Swaha Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayat. And going back to the lady, I recited his prayers. And I said, you know, if you say this prayer, in addition to others that you know, the vibrations that this prayer will have, and has been chanted billions of times, that this vibration of the prayer is the highest vibration. And it could nullify any negatives that you're having and she was having in lives, and also all of us. So this prayer vibrations, that's why prayers in times of birth and death and all aspects of life, they're so powerful. Guru mantras also, they connect you to the Guru. In other words, the bridge between mundane and spiritual life can be connected by the Guru mantra given by the spiritual masters. So I said to her, look, you try to make an effort, don't let anybody bother you. These are times that, in COVID times, that you sit quietly and you'll see, you chant mantras, you chant your prayers, the little prayers that you know, and you'll go far away. And I said, all right, well, whatever you believe in, you pursue that also. So then that's one situation. Second one lady, she called and she said, Swamiji, you're asking for donations for your ashram, for the work that the ashram is doing all over the world. I'm familiar with it. But here in America, we are struggling. And you know, she kept talking, but she mentioned one nice thing that she says, well, I got a check from President Trump for $1,200, his signature on the check, and my children, they got $500 each, so we got like $3,000. And I said, well, I let her talk. So I said, let me ask you something. Do you really need that money right now, or you're doing quite well? Well, I don't need it, but others need it. So then I said, this is the others that I'm talking about. That personally I know in tribal belts or Swamijis are working, and the tribal people, they don't have food to eat. There's no transportation to take them anywhere to the market, or for them to make a living by cutting wood or doing some labor or job. So naturally they are struggling because of the lockdown in India also. Nobody can move. So I said, all right, well, if you can, this is something that everyone has to make a decision. If you can, you can. You can give, you can. If you can't, all right. If you feel that you want to do it in America, do it, but don't talk that you're going to do it. People need it. Go and find a way to give, a credible organization. By the way, Bharat Sevashtam saying we monks don't get paid. The money that you give, like 90% of it goes directly to the projects. There are other organizations where the overhead is so high that the administrative expenses take up half of the donations you might give. So this is why, an organization, Bharat Sevashtam, I have that faith in it, that it's going for the right thing, because I have experience, I see how it operates. So that's one situation, and she was happy for the explanation. But the third gentleman who called, young boy, he said he's 31. He says, Swamiji, I was listening to this program, and it's so beautiful. You're speaking about Krishna Bhagwan, and you're speaking about Guruji. And my parents were christened to the Swami Parameshananda, the first disciple that came to Gaya in the early 50s. And they are so happy, but for some reason there's a gap between me and them. And I kind of slack off, but now hearing you, I want to go back to the ashram. Because when you spoke about the glories of Swami Parameshananda, how is the manifestation of consciousness, and how he grew, born in a simple village, not in a palace, and how he served when he was a boy. He was served with his boyfriends when they were flooding in Bajitpur, Bangladesh. Then it was East Bengal. So he's saying, I want to come back to this. I want you to guide me properly. I want you to stay in touch with you. And I said, that I will do. And he was so pleased. And so things are happening when we bring the truth to people out there, when we give them profound messages, when we tell them there's hope, rather than having a mind that is so consumed by the negativity that is going on. This is a time to transfer the mind. They said, it is a nice saying that goes as this: we are spiritual beings having a human experience rather than human beings having a spiritual experience. The one says that we just have to shake off the human experiences, learn from it, so we become 100% spiritual. Versus the other one says we are human beings, meaning that our vision of God, that we are manifestation of consciousness, and we got to go back to that, is far away. Versus the other one, the light at the end of its tunnel is there, that you can see the windows are opening where you can go back to that original place. And this is our preparation for our death. That Guru Swami Parameshananda says, what is the goal of life? Self-realization, universal emancipation. That we have to use controversies in our best favor so that we can learn the lesson and go back to that place of consciousness. This morning again, it's so beautiful to be speaking to you. And this is my mandir. In the time that we can go to the mandirs, the buildings, but this is my mandir. It's nature. That here the 5 elements are in touch, and you hear the birds and see the ducks swimming, and woodpecker is going at it, and the cool breeze is coming. The world should be our mandir. Hari Om, Shanti, Shanti, Hari Om.